בוקר טוב, ברוך השם אנחנו נמצאים בבית מדרש של צבי ואני רוצה לאחל, I want to welcome my granddaughter, Basya, Meira. Basya's coming in a bit. Meira Werner.
Basya's in the parsha.
Okay, that's true. Now Basya's coming in a little while afterwards. It's Meira Werner with her friend Goldie, and they just arrived 6:34 a.m. They're going to stay with us a week, and we welcome them to the Holy Land. I just got a message.
It sounds like you're excited.
Yes, it is. Very nice. You're so right. It's interesting how she chimed in. I am very excited.
No, she felt it.
She felt the excitement.
How do you like that?
How do you like that? Anyway, so I also got a message. My dear Rebbetzin, I just checked out. It says that Aryeh Leib Ben Manya, who label from Sydney, we're talking about the first night of Hanukkah, is undergoing his 10th surgery. And we need to have tefillas for him, so our learning is to have him in mind. And today is Tez Zion Taz Teves, and we're going to have the Glugov of Elazar Reuben Glugov.
Glugov?
Yes.
The Glugover.
The Glugover. The Zichron Elazar, Chaim ben Avram Yosef Kreisworth. I think we remember last year we mentioned. But Rav Kreisworth is very famous, world renowned.
Chaim Kreisworth.
Chaim Kreisworth. It's a yard site today. And Yehudi ben Yosef Ashkenazi. A lot of names, a lot of Ashkenazim are usually Sephardim. We'll find out if he's a real, he's Izmir, Turkey. So, you know, is Ashkenazi in Turkey and Sephardi or an Ashkenazi? Anyway, so his name is Ashkenazi. I do have on my list, I have, I'm sorry, it's Yehuda Leib. I said Aryeh Leib. Yehuda Leib ben Manya. Yes, you should have a foolish name. I have to write names. On that note, I might as well mention Avraham Yitzchak ben Sima, Yehudit bat Shlomit, and then Avram Chaim ben Yehudis. Okay. We do want to mention, we want to say our Tehillim as soon as possible. Want to get into it. And again, Tzvi is very picky, so we'll see if he approves of today.
Like the guy with the music.
I'm gonna open my peh. Peh hey.
With the head.
Is that the one you want? Why don't you request to ask Pujah? Here we go.
עשת כל עברתך, ישיבות בכל עמך, שובנו אלוהי ישענו, ואפר כעסך עמנו. על עולם תענב בנו, תמשוך אפיך לדור ודור, הלא אתה תשוב תחיה, ועמך ישמחו בך. הראינו אדוני חסדך, וישעך תיתן לנו. ישמעה מה ידבר האל, אדוני, כי ידבר שלום אל עמו ואל חסידיו, ואל ישובו לחיסלן. אך קרוב לי רב ישעו, לשכון כבוד בארצה. חסד ואמת נפגשו, צדק ושלום נשקו. אמת בארץ תצמח, וצדק משמיים נשקף. גם אדוני ייתן הטוב, וארצנו תיתן יבולה. צדק לפניו יעלה, וישם לדרך בעמה.
Did you like that one? This Chazan Deri.
Deri?
Yes.
Ha'achenu
kol beis Yisrael. Ha'achenu kol beis Yisrael. Hanesonim b'tzara v'shivya, omdim ben bayamu v'en bayabasha. Hamakom Yerachem Yerachem Aleim Yotziei Mitzara Lerevacha U'me'afel Yara U'me'shibud legeula Hashra Bagala Uvizman Kariv V'nomar Amen. Tzedek lefanov Yahalech Gerechtigkeit. Gerechtigkeit is justice.
Correctness, right.
Just justice.
Justice.
Zolgain Fa'im V'yasem on Erzol Das Ton V'derech Pa'amim zum Weg von seiner Toit. It should really be, it's spelled Toit, but I'm sorry, Sli, I got it. Von Trit. Okay, L'derech Pa'amav. Trit is, I used to say trep.
Trick or treat?
No, trep. I used to say trep, but it's steps. Trip. Treat. Trick or treat, like you said. Treat.
Trick?
Treat.
What's the word?
Tet, reish, yud, tet. Treat, which is the
Treat.
step. Pa'amav. L'derech Pa'amav.
Treat.
Hashem Yisborach soll tan das Gerechtigkeit in sein Weg und damit soll führen seine Kinder das irische Volk. Okay. Der mit, of course, is with it. Der mit. And that's not a baseball. Mit. There we go. So that's our Yiddish for today. That's not really. We hope you see.
We do.
We have. Good. Baruch Hashem. We bated breath. We are very early in our broadcast.
From the Beis Yehuda.
Beis Yehuda.
Yeah,
wow.
it's-
For this week's parsha already, we're under Shmos.
Yeah.
Wow, good beginnings. Shnayim
The
Mikra
beginnings was-
V'Yachad
The beginning was the last day for this is Shmos.
Let me ask you this: do you Mekayim Shnayim Mikra V'Yachad Targum? I know you Unkelis, but do you do it with Yiddish too? In other words, the Yiddish.
I'd like to do that.
In other words, Shnayim Mikra Shnayim Targum.
Right.
Whoa, that's that's being in the Mahadir. There's no Baal Tosef on that. That's for sure. Kol HaMarba Hari Zem Chocham. Okay, so I think we'll start with Reb Kreisworth. Chaim ben Avram Yosef Kreisworth. Oh, by the way, אני רוצה לתקן מה שאמרתי. אמרתי שאני מבקש עזרה ליוד זין, כי שמריהו לא עשה את זה. זה יוד טס. יוד טס טייבס, יat. That's why I need some help. Yud Zion, we have already a Gilyon. Okay? Just helping people. These are preparations. These Gilyon are amazing. I think Shmayo was thinking of perhaps putting it all together in a sefer. It would be nice to have a sefer of yardzites. Chaim ben Avram Yosef Kreisworth. This is my research. Elf Chamaot Esrim Nolad Niftar Halach LaOlamo ב-2001 Nolad בווינץ, בגליציה, Vinitz. We're not Venice, Vinitz. Lamad.
With a mem or a nun?
Nun.
Vinitz?
Vinitz, right. You think of this.
Like Venezuela?
Aha. Boy, I think something's on someone's head. Anyway. Nolad Vinitz, בגליציה, Lamad בישיבת חכמי לובלין. וכונה האילוי מקרקע. He's a Cracker Jack
He
Eloi.
was a Cracker Jack.
Cracker Jack Eloi. You remember Cracker Jacks? They weren't really kosher, were they? I don't know. All I know is yes,
Yeah.
the Cracker Jacks, and they had
Why not?
inside
Came in a
the
box. Didn't it come in a box?
thing with the box, and also they had a little tchotchke
Right.
inside. Because who cared about the food? I always look for the tchotchke. Anyway, getting back to Cracker, he was the Eloi of Cracker Jacks. Felichov Chalmaot Chadeshrei. I'm sorry, not really. It can't be.
He was
He was only born in 1920. Oh, 1941. I can't read my handwriting. El Chalmaot Aben Echad Allah Eretz Yisrael. It Goreb Yerushalayim Lamad Bebeis Medrash LeToras Eretz Yisrael. Petach Tikva. Acharei Melchemet Olam. Melchemet Shichur. Higer LeChicago. Aya Rosh Yeshivat Chicago.
Tells.
Skokie.
Skokie, not Tells.
Okay.
Skokie.
ב-1950 התמנה כרבה קהילת מחזיקי הדס באנטוורפ. That's where we know Rabbi Kreisberg. Antwerpen. And היה נשיא ישיבת מרכז התורה בירושלים. והיה, התלמיד שלו היה Barrel Wine, was this Talmud. So he was known as a worldwide posek. So WWP, not WWW, World Wide Web, worldwide posek. Okay, what about Yehuda ben Yosef Ashkenazi? נולד ב-1727 ונפטר ב-1761, היה רב באזמיר, טורקיה, היה פייטן, תלמיד, בב ומחבר מחנה יהודה, יד יהודה, גבול יהודה, קהל יהודה, and Sridei Yehuda. He was a mechaber of all those things. He was a parshan of the Talmud Bavli. Okay, I said Paitan. Now, the Gilyon to today is a Zichron Elazar. Did you know the Sefer Zichron Elazar? I don't. For those who want to know, this is it. This is the cover page. If you want to judge the book by its cover, this is it. And Elazar ben Reb Yaakov Yosef Reuben Glugov, as Tzvi said, the Glugover. Nolad ב-1863 ונפטר בניו York. Can you imagine? He lived in New York. I didn't know anything about him. And he was niftar in 1933. Maybe that's the reason. 1933. אביו היה אב בית דין גלוגוב. שם היה 50,000 תושבים and 1,000 יהודים. So that's a percentage. Emo, Hesia. Do you know how many Hesia? Do you know a women by the name of Hesia?
Hesia?
Hesia. Hey, Ayin, Samach, Yud, Aleph. Hesia Bas Rebbe Elazar Mekuznitz, and he was the neched of the Magid Mekuznitz, Navodas Israel. Haita Dor Revi'i Lenoam Elimelech. Okay, Rebbe Elazar Nishar Yatom, Ba'oda Yoto Yeled Katan, V'hadivrei Chayim Lachu Elav. It's amazing how these Gedolim took young kids who were orphans. Lachu. Kasher Gadal Lacha Reb Ori Langer Shulshel Stratton Me Rudentin the Chatan Avo Meta Olav Zukato Lakachoto Reb Shlomo Meir Misosov Ben Haleb Simcha Elis Levito Rechel Lachatan Vehi Rechel Niftara Be'elev Chamod Be'esrim. So unfortunately, two wives passed away. Shanim Rabot Shemesh Rebbe Elazar Lelo Tmura Kamoil Hayochid B'Kol Svivot Sasav. When I think of a moil who does without the Li Tmura, I think of Yehuda Dayan, Eliyahu Dayan, the founder of this year, who we've missed in Kotel. I did contact him, and he said he's sort of like taking a little break, but we miss him. Hu haya lamdan muflag ve'ish chasid, hu gam haya menagein muchshar. כתב תביעי נגינה, הלחין יצירות מקוריות רבות. מפורסמות הן מגינתו שחיבר לכל שמחת נישואין בבית חותנו. I should really check out to see if YouTube has any of it. בשנת 1919, כאשר הפסירו חסידי סוסוב באמריקה, did you know the Sosov Rebbe's Hasidim? I know Lubavitch, Satmar, Ger.
I've heard of
Sosov.
Don't know anybody.
Okay, שכיהן כאדמו"ר שם. הוא נענה לבקשתם, נסע לניו יורק. יסד בית כנסת סוסוב, נעשה אדמו"ר מסוסוב בניו יורק. You see that? Sosov exists in New York. I know Shmulka Bernstein's, I know, all sorts of restaurants, but I never heard of Sosov. Yoladov, Rabbi Eli Melech, unfortunately Nispam Yoladov Mishpatem, his Shoah. The Tzvi Aryeh Rosh Yeshivas Yas, never heard of Yas, Yud Aleph Samach.
Yas, Katei,
Rabbi Yosef Dov.
That's not, that's Has.
Has, okay, in New York.
That's
Chanach.
That's the male version of Hesia.
Hesia, okay, you see that? You remember
Has.
the names. Rebbe Elazar Chiber Sefer Zichron Elazar Al Torah.
Remember the Ponderosa? His name was Huss.
Oh no, you see that? I will not definitely play Trivial Pursuits with you. I would already declare surrender from the beginning. Anyway, the Zichron Elazar Al Torah that's written by Elazar Reuben Miglogov is on Moadim and Avos v'Agudas Chazal. Mi'acha Sharab in New York, as an Hashem Morim Heter La'asmo Madikim Yontav or Helector Ba'omram Shehu Kamo Amadik Ner B'Yontav Shemuter Mevi Acharei Hadama Et Divrei Kama Posach Shemachmirim B'Zeh Ma'od. Not to use electric lights for Hadlakas Neros, although there are people who say in hospitals there's some sort of heter, shalom bias. It's not so pashut. On this parsha of Parshas Vayechi, no, it's not. That's last week's parsha. Anyway, we still have it. Torah is Torah forever. For next year, Parshas Vayechi, remember this. Vayvorchem bayomahu leimor yisimcha elkim k'Ephraim chamnashet. B'targim Yonasan, Boch Yosef, Bori Yivorchun Beit Yisrael, Yos Yanika Biyoma Demahola, Neymar Yisimcha elkim k'Ephraim chamnashet. Yesh lahavim. Lama medayek hatargin Yonasan medayek leimor biyoma demahula. I've seen different pirushim on that. If Shalomar the Merumas Bezeh, the Choshesh Yaakov Avinu Alav Shalom Mikola Arichos Agolis Amar Ezeh Shalo Yitarvu Begoyim L'Shanot Shmam Lekrot B'Shemot Agoyim. Okay. Boch Yosef Bari Klomar Likach Dugma Mimcha Ki Yohisa Ben Agoyim V'Kros Levincha Shmos Kedoshim Pirush Ki B'Shas Habris B'Shas Mevorchem Abrochas Korin Oshem Lielad Rach Animal L'Shmona Simcha Elkim K'Ephraim B'Nash Ainu K'mo Ephraim Menashe Shinu Shmotam Klal K'mo B'Yuma D'Behola Ephraim Menashe Kain Ata B'Shas Brochas Yaakov Gam Kain Ephraim Menashe V'Ev Shalomar Shel Kavan Zeh Omrim K'Shem Shenichnas Lebris Kain Yikonez L'Torah Chup Masim Tovim Ki B'Vasena Rabim Ruba D'Ruba B'Shas HaChupa Kfar Nishtana Shmo B'Yuma D'Mehola Kain Mevorchem B'Yuma D'Mehola B'Shem Shenichnas Lebris B'Shem HaKodesh Kain Yikonez Chupa B'Shem Kodesh Shalo Belish, that's the. But I heard of Pshat. Ephraim Menashe. Ephraim was really the Talmud Torah, and Menashe was the Ish Tzibur. And really, when you say Ephraim Menashe, you're wishing that the children should go according to their own either the Torah or the Tzibur.
I saw a tziruf of that in the Chidah on Shabbos. That says a person wants to benches his son for Torah, for Gvura, and for Mem Shalom. So that's why he benched Ephraim first, because Ephraim learned a lot of Torah by him, whereas Menashe was more in the palace in Yonim. Gvura and Mem Shalom. So therefore he placed Ephraim first. And I'll just tell you quickly the words because it's really, really late. Here we go. There's Vayifru, Vayishritzu, Vayirbu, Vayatzmu Ma'od.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh, jeder vier Wörter.
So, Vayifru is
Meren. Soll sein Mer.
Gefruchtpert.
Gefruchtpert. Wow, that's
Gefruchtpert.
Frucht. Oh, yeah.
Vayishritzu haben sich gewidmet. Vayirbu, sie haben sich gemehrt.
I told you, gemehrt.
Gemehrt.
Right.
Vayatzmu,
Starkheit, gestarkt.
Ja, sie haben sich sehr gestarkt.
Okay, so two out of the four I know.
Here's the word you're really going to like for the day. This is the word, everybody's going to like this word. The word from Miyaldois. So, where it says, Miyaldos or Ivrios, it says the Hebenamis. Hebenamis. But from then, every time it says Miyaldos, it just calls them the Habens. Habens.
Not the has-beens. The Habens.
The Habens.
Wow.
The Habens.
Okay, I would say.
And then I put in one more word, Vayetev. It says Vayetev Hashem by the Shifra and Pur. hat
Getan.
gittigt.
Gedickt.
Hat gittigt.
Bagittigt.
Gittigt.
Gitgetan. Gitgetan.
Gittigt.
Gittik. Git from the word gut. Okay.
Anyway, those are the words.
Okay, I want to thank
On
you.
that note, we wish you a
Yom,
wonderful Yom Sheni.
it should be Yom the Shinui.
They Shovavim.
Shovavim, right? Again. And I wish you. I am Tovim.
Ein Tovim.
That's right. We're going to continue this year. We have a little competition with a radio broadcasting in the background. Well, I think since we have a little extra time, we're going to mention the cholim that we left out from Sydney. Chaya Malka, Bas Shkerna, Sarah Yosef Ben Shkerna, Sarah, Yaakov David Ben Pnina, Yaakov Ben Eto, Moshe Yonatan Ben Zipporah, Yehuda Leib Ben Munya, which we mentioned in the beginning of this year, having a 10th surgery, Tova Bas Vega, Benjamin Ben Zipporah, Yechezkel Ben Zoya, Dov Ber Ben Talia, Chaim Ben Esther, Chaya Bas Gershon, Yosef Yitzchak Ben Sora, Moshe Ben Benjamin, Alim Ben Alon Ben Ira, Alon Ben Shimshon, Shoshana Bas Minat, Levi Yitzchak Ben Elisheva Rachel, Yaakov Yisrael Ben Sora, Ora Bas Golda, Geffen David Ben Esther should have a refuah shlema. Okay, so now we can go into their Chavdali and Nidchei Yisrael, and Chavetz Chaim was ra'alized, distressed. Shamati sheyesh kam anashim tzeirim shehufkar etzlam iser yichud, that they have not taken seriously the iser of yichud. Shebachur psula oskim b'mlacha yachad, a young man and young women work together at work, the Beit Haroshet in the factory, Hamasish. Sofrim lahem mishkan yuchad, so they need to have a place to stay. Boy, do we have competition. Now we have the sanitation truck. Boy, Ashpot, radio, here we are, but we're going to do it. This is Yerushalayim. So they get themselves digs, a place, an apartment together, and they live there, not just temporarily, but permanently. And we already mentioned earlier, the Isin Yichud, we said Yichud is even if it's happenstance. If a person is there on a regular basis, this type of seclusion is very serious, because it's not only happenstance once in a while, it's every day. Mumar la'ota dover, and the mumar is a person who is a notch higher than just a poshea, a person who does an avera. It's someone who is a recidivist. Mumar la'osa dover, the nation hufkar etzlam iser Torah legami. They don't take a prohibition of the Torah seriously. Shat nefesh and mavadzeh kama machura dover amod. This is despicable. Shebachur psula yizkor tamid. The Mishkan Echad, it's nishain, it's a busha that people should live together without kedushin, chuppah and kedushin. Bofen zeh korov hadavar ma'od, and u'kama'at barur she'is gaber yitzram alehem yavo l'dei avera, and under those circumstances, surely they will have relations. Shel isser koros, there is involved the punishment of being cut off, as we said, Kamosha Kasra Poskim, Stam Betsulo Shalana B'Chetzchos Nidos. Here she's an unmarried woman, you say, oh, there's no problem, but she has a presumption, a chazaka, that she's a menstruant, and therefore she is tameh, and she cannot even go to the mikveh. They'd have a takana, she has to be married, Kvar Mavur Le'il B'Prokim, She'avru Chomer Isser Irayas. So this is in the category of Arayish and Ephraim and Adam, Al-Zeb, Olam Azeb, Ba'aniyas, V'dalas, causes someone to have penury, poverty, and all sorts of afflictions, and you think that's bad, but in the world to come, that will be cut away from the land of the living. And unfortunately, then she comes under those relations impregnated, and then people are so ashamed that they kill the fetus. We have that in terms of abortion. Also, or if they hand over, they don't want to have the child, so they hand over the child to idolatry, and this baby becomes an idol worshiper. And he himself, ultimately, this Jewish boy, eventually will always give birth and increase of something that's twisted cannot be corrected. Or someone who has relations with an Erva, the holy Mamzer, and there are illegitimate children born from there, and he'll have to give judgment. He'll have to explain his position in the world to come. So he will regret bitterly, he will cry for what he had done. How did someone like this be born from me? And all this comes about because he was promiscuous and he allowed himself to live together in seclusion when he shouldn't have. A person has these sensual, these unholy thoughts during the day, brings brings defilement at night. The Inyan, this is considered evil. Onanism, as we know, Va'er Chor Yehuda Ra Be'enei Chai. Amr Chazal Shekol HaMevi Atzmo L'Idei Yor Imachnisin Lo Mechisos HaKadosh Baruch Hu Shneimar Lo Chafetz Resha Ata Lo Yibroch Ra V'Kol Mi She'Mengar Yitzhar Be'atzmo Nikra Reach Shekol Nunosa She'Yitzhar. This is the way the Yitzhar works. Hayom Amar Lo Asei Kach. During the day, he says, do it this way. L'mochar Amar Lo Asei Kach, and he makes you continue out. Amar Lo Lech Avod Elohim Acherim or the Gilurayas. In other words, the Yetzer Hara works on you one at a time, a day at a time. Ultimately, you get so hooked that unfortunately you land up becoming an idolater, assimilating, and losing your religion. With that, I say just the opposite. Be mechazik yourself. How could you be mechazik yourself? Learn in Torah and be stark. And I wish everybody Chayim Tovim.